better than you. I'll play both sides of the matchup, no worries. And Leyan's like, all right, I'll take you on, locks in the Lee Sin.
I like that. I like that. Finally, we're going to see Leyan on something that can fight a little bit more in the early game. And this has been something that's missing for Rare Adam, is like heavy fighting around your solo lanes, I do feel like. So if we can get counterpick for FoFo, we can either get the cannon or a counterpick for a cube that's not the Jace. I would love to see Rare Adam come in with a much stronger fight towards the top side.
I was kind of curious to see what we're going to get. I'd love to see the cannon taken away here. I feel like it's been so strong, but they're going to go for that Ryze. And I feel like if you take away the cannon, it also opens up you for that Ziggs pick, because one of the big things LMG have done has gone for the Vayne, but with that heavy engage tool in the cannon in the top side.
True, the Ziggs is something we have to keep our eyes on. Me personally, though, I am happy seeing the Ryze come through as having that global, but immediately Icon's going to answer that with the Galio, who's playing Galio. I'm going to say in all 3 games, the cannon looked very much like the Galio.
True,
the amount he was leaving his lane in game number 2. So you have the front line, you have the setup, and now with the delayed top lane pick, Ale probably gets the cannon banned away from him. That'll be a little bit tough, but if he wants to go for the Viego, that is still up. They haven't locked in where that's going.
And I love this because you see the Aphelios are like, cool, we don't have to worry about this Vayne coming through for light. We now get this Ziggs for iBoy. It's the first time he's played at this split, so we'll have to see how we get on with it. But you've got crazy map pressure now between the global ultimate of the Ziggs and also having this Ryze, as you said, who can start to move around the map.
I'm gonna keep it 100 as well. Let's be real. If there's a pick you could pull out without that much experience, it's probably Ziggs.
Just press abilities on minion wave. Probably going to be a pretty good look for you. But I mean, honestly, what this tells me for Rare Adam is that they have identified top lane as the big weakness, which it is true. Cube has been struggling all series long, but now they have the tools, a Ryze to roam towards the top side of the map, a Ziggs to clear waves and allow support to get out of lane, attack top without the threat of cross maps coming down to you. Rare Adam need to save this counter pick for top lane, get a roaming support for Hung, and just go nuts on the top side.
Yeah, you can already see that's the plan, right? They're banning away things like the cannon, making sure that they can try and get something nice for a cube here. Rakan taken off the board as well. I mean, maybe you end up going back towards something like the Thresh, but I'd love to actually see Lwandy try and match this roam, right? I love Lwandy's Alistar. I think he's one of the best Alistars that we have alongside people like Mako, where he can find these really good moments to roam. He sets up dives incredibly well, and it really does become a big tool that LNG use.
Yeah, Alistar, Leona, any sort of these options. That's the mindset you definitely need to get into here if you are Rare Adam. The cannon ban, an interesting one here. Like, that sort of says to me LNG maybe thought that it was going to be a blind pick top locked in for Rare Adam, but I would personally like to see support come through here on 4 for RA.
See where RA are going to opt into for this one is the Sett is locked in, and important to mention that could be support, it could be top lane either.
Yeah, I mean, you've got that flexibility there. I feel like for LNG, though, you go towards one of these roaming supports that we already highlighted. I feel like we're actually going to get the Viego going in towards Tarzan. I would rather see Ale kind of going back towards something that he's a little bit more comfortable on, like, but it's hard to say, right? With like Nara taken off the board, Renekton gone, these kind of more blind pickable top laners have been taken away.
Yeah, I mean, with the hovers now, it could indicate whether or not that Viego is going to be going into the jungle role, but they're just playing, they're deciding exactly what they want to end up doing for the comp, because like right now for LNG, you have insane team fight, you have insane initiation with the Galio and an Alistar. The Aphelios can be super strong in those team fights too, and now the Viego, I mean, he can switch over to a Viego or to a Ryze, or he wishes he could switch to himself. He could switch to a Ryze or to a Ziggs, a Lee Sin. There are so many good form swaps, I feel like, for that champion as Zhao to be another frontline, just buy space for the Aphelios.
Good in the Jax over here. He does super well against that Viego. You're able to take away a lot of the passive damage that comes through with the double auto attack, and we're going to get to see it. So Cube now trying to take the opposite side of this fight, but we have seen Cube. I mean, sometimes he gets these counter picks like that Jace, but he just hasn't been able to perform.
But again, the idea here from start to finish of this draft is we are playing towards top side. So it is not, this is not a game where Cube is allowed to not perform, to underperform. He is going to get the support from Leyan, from FoFo, from Hung. All these players are going to be running towards the top side of the map with the full-on 5v5s that they have been so on point with all day long.
Well, it's time to get onto the map for game number 3 here. And I just want to introduce to everyone at home a little bit of a historical story between these two organizations, because this is not the first time these two teams have played against each other in regionals. All the way back in 2016, Vici and Snake went to 5 games to decide who could move forward to face off against WE to try and make it to Worlds. We're in the exact same position. Last time around, Flandre was in the game, SOFM was in the game. It was Snake that won 3-2, but this time around, it's still quote-unquote Snake with the advantage as LNG are 2-0, but this time not looking so close.
And as well for Rare Atom, right? It was kind of one of the last times we saw them have that big opportunity as Vici Gaming to go to Worlds. This is an organization that has never gone to the world stage and has been in the LPL for so long, and now you can see that chance once more slipping away from them, where they have to now begin that reverse sweep.
Just chills. Chills going down my spine, hearing the old names, bringing it back, and the connections with it all. Not exactly sure what this replay is we're being shown here. I'm going to try to figure out
good
a
laugh.
lot of laughing, some emoting, having a good old time. Tarzan was just vibing up in the top lane. You know what? That's how you got to do it.
You know, after... Okay, he drops a ward. He drops a ward as the recall finishes. Maybe a play for Icon's TP up or something? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see, but at least we know there is a ward there. Heavy trading on the bottom side here, which, you know, typically won't favor the Ziggs. Doesn't need a couple of levels before his bombs really start to do all too much.
Yeah, and you can see getting the chill in bot side, but both these junglers pathing up towards the top lane. We know how crucial this is going to be, and Ale trying to see if he can abuse the range of the Viego against this Jax in the early stages to get that initial shove.
He's going to have that for the time being. And both junglers pathing towards topside. This has been pretty typical of Leyan throughout the series. Playing towards that has had priority in both of his solo lanes in the very early stages. But again, Tarzan is on a champion that can aggressively fight up against him in the early game. The Zhao is, of course, no slouch whatsoever. And he's got a lane, especially in mid, that's very easy to play around. The Galio can do so much work to set up a Zhao to play aggressively through mid.
Good trades from Cube here, and Leyan moves into the top side of the map, but Ale, he knows what's up, immediately drops that ward, dodges the Sonic Wave. He's going to be A-OK in the top lane matchup.
Yeah, you can see Tarzan responded to this, right? Now he's moving back down through his wolves onto the spots on the map where he has that pushing bot lane, so at least setting himself up to get what these Skull Crabs is.
Nice trading here by Lwandy, like it's a couple of waters in, but Hunk, playing that set, you can pretty much always win out those kinds of bursty trades.
You definitely can. Tarzan isn't actually going down bot side to try and trade for Scuttlecrab. He realizes his top laner's at threat of being dove, so he's got a great read on the dive once again.
This would be huge if LNG can outplay it, and now with TP coming from Icon as well. Leyan and Cube trying to find an early win. They get the first blood for themselves. Cube survives the tower shot. Tarzan doesn't know which way to go. Icon moves in onto FoFo instead. 1-for-1 so far. Leyan and Cube trying to escape through the jungle, but a TP now coming out from Ale towards the mid lane. We've got a recall coming in from Cube. I don't know if he'll get away with it. I think he's all right.
Gonna make it out. Grabs the staff, goes back to base. It's okay, but man, poor FoFo. TP's in the top lane, thinks he's helping his team, just ends up getting absolutely jumped on. But even though it's a 1-for-1 and RA get first blood, you consider like that should be an advantage for RA. I just feel like the fact that LNG read that play like a book says so much about the strength of this team. Tarzan being there and the immediate TP from Icon, he's always ready to help.
And when you actually look, like Ale got a significant amount of the wave as well. He's still sitting up at a CS advantage, so you're not losing out on a huge amount. But as he said, Tarzan, he's been in Leyan's head all series long, reading this beautifully. And look, you can see that they're thinking of chasing down, but they're just like, hey, look, here's a sitting duck for us perfectly. FoFo, thank you very much.
And you see the value of a Galio right there, right? When you're able to set up like that, the CC chain is terrible to have to play up against. And FoFo feeling the wrath of Icon's fist.
Okay, so it's worth pointing out that even after that play, like pretty much everyone held on to their flashes. Like Tarzan could have flashed to try and chase down Cube and gotten that kill, but they made the call, let's actually just turn on FoFo, and FoFo didn't have a chance to flash, but bot lane did lose flashes in the early trades. So there's spice potential all around the map.
But one of the big things that we pointed out was that we wanted to see Rare Atom going for these plays before level 6. Because this is when you get Icon unlocked. This is when he can start to make these big follow-up plays. And Ale even gets access to that ultimate. Makes him so much slipperier to try and lock down. And with that being able to be turned around by LNG, that clock is ticking. And Ore haven't found that advantage.
Leyan now trying to find a window in the mid lane. Rune Prism, Sonic Wave in, but the double taunt means Icon can just stroll away. Hit Sett, stands there looking at him.
He just walks it out, man. Easy peasy. No problem for him whatsoever. And I mean, he's got that level 6, so you better start being concerned on the side lanes now for our A. There's a wave that's stacking up and a flash in.
Flash from Lwandy, but iBoy manages to flash just before the headbutt. He'll get out to safety, but a gravitum onto Hung means the trade's still very favorable for LNG.
It is really concerning, though, because there's a giant wave that's about to actually collapse in with this wave and move in towards the tower. You have the ulti on Icon, and Tarzan's in the area, so I think it's time to set up for a dive and deny all these minions away from iBoy.
Lwandy half HP right now as Icon moves in. They have been spotted. iBoy should know this is happening, should get away if he can, but Icon will not let him. No flash, remember, but it's answered with a Realm Warp from FoFo. 4 men strong from LNG as they'll be able to get themselves 1 tower plate, but a good response from RA.
Yeah, we'll lose a few of those CS, but iBoy managing to pick up that wave is massive, and you can even see Leyan moving across, freezing that wave in mid lane as well, so then FoFo doesn't lose out on too much for trying to help out on the bot side. So nice response from Rare Adam on that LNG setup.
Yeah, super important that FoFo is able to trade that global ult and get on down there. Still, though, I'm like a little concerned because you had Tarzan earlier reading the dive play on top lane, being there. Leyan not doing the same, and now loses this whole bot side for the price.
That's the thing, though. They didn't trade the global ult. FoFo used his, who still have that available for Icon. So keep your eyes as this starts to go forward, especially if Leon's looking for a dive, that you don't get Icon matching this.
All right, Ale, you've won out the top lane matchup for 2 games running. Can you survive the 2v1? We've been slowly but surely pushed in by Cube. Ale might just find a way to sneak away. I mean, he's Viego. Just turn invisible, right? Just run away down the wall. And I don't think Leyan will be able to find any purchase here on the top side.
Yeah, and this is one of the things about the Viego, right? The reason we're not seeing in the top lane is because of how punishable he is. Since the changes where he only gets 10% healing off the Q, you just don't have that same sustain to keep yourself in check. Now, with the fact that Ale's gotten a bunch of support from LNG, he's farming up fine, he's getting to that later portion of the game where he can do those Viego things that you were talking about earlier, Ender, where he has all these ultimates available, or not ultimates available, but great abilities that he can take after using his own ult in a fight.
Yeah, the decisions LNG just made here on the map were so good. Ale gave up a couple of minions in top lane, playing in the shadows there, while Icon cleared out the wave in mid. Then Icon moves up top lane to have the hero's entrance. That allows Ale to step up, take tower. Meanwhile, Tarzan just farming his jungle, and his bot lane with Prio starts up the Drake. So everyone's sort of helping out each other to min-max that last 60-second sequence, and those types of things just, they get me excited, man. I love it.
And it's why champions like Twisted Fate, like Galio, are so crucial when you have these global ultimates, because the second you dip out of vision, you can start to make these plays. You have to respect it as Rare Adam, and why it was such a big thing that FoFo used his semi-global on the bot side, but we didn't get icons out.
And it kind of goes, I'm going to hold that thought actually, because Hung moving in on the top side, stun onto Ale from Cube, but I don't think Hung will be able to make it in. Obviously, Heartbreaker still available for Ale. Flash still available for Ale as well, but here we go. Leyan, reinforcements moving up to the top side. They're going to back away in the end.
He shielded him, you know, to help out if anything was going to happen. You know, we'll pretend.
Sure he gets the assist.
It was the high APM moves there. No, but honestly, it's just a 4v4 on the top side of the map. iBoy used his TP to get back bot side. I think he was able to get a tower plate for himself, cheating the reset a little bit there versus Light. But again, iBoy being level 6 means that he can actually help out on Herald a little bit faster. But in the actual 1v1, now that Light is back, those auto attacks went out.
Oh,
Hung is not in the right spot, has to flash away as well. Such a crucial summoner spell for the set. We'll have the Hex Flash available, but still, it's rough moving into this Herald.
Well, he has just hit the level 6 at least, which will make it a bit easier. Doesn't mean he can try and use that as his engage to his ally.
He wants to go for the 1v1 with Cube, but there is no 1v1 at this stage. The supports have joined the top side scrap, and now Tarzan's here as well. It's already happened. It's like magic. Leyan trying to chase them down. Icon flashes over the wall, though, and FoFo cannot hit him off.
I don't know what I'm seeing right there. I think there might be an echo in the game or something. Didn't quite exact safety. You can go forward in time. It's a time travel, another fight.
Taunt comes down. The knock up the CC chain from Icon and Hung before he can even Hex Flash. Can't get to the fight, and now Gravitum arrives. FoFo taken out. Light gets himself an assist.
It's happening again. It's starting to happen again. These kills are coming through so crucially for LNG, and now they can move towards the Rift Herald. They get this extra gold in their back pockets. They can start to get some of that gold in towards people like Ale as well, even if you want to move down towards Light on the bottom side, and get this nice ballooning gold lead for yourself.
LNG are just leagues ahead when it comes to playing the map. Tarzan actually snuck through the river. I don't think that Leyan actually knew that he was going to be there, and they probably feel safe because Leyan was in the top side jungle, but then all of a sudden they're just on the wrong side of the map trying to find a pick onto Icon. They think it's a 3 versus 3, but how does FoFo help? He's stuck over the wall. He's not going to assist you in any way, and Light also had the push in bot lane and roamed all the way up the river.
And this has been one of the strengths of LNG all split long, has been that synergy between Tarzan and Lwandy. The fact that we're starting to see it even more so in this series and kind of seeing that lack of synergy between Hong and Leyan only makes it more prominent.
And I think that's the key thing, right, is the evolution of LNG and becoming an actual team where they were much more individualistic in the regular season. And we literally said at the start of this series, it's RA who are much more of an actual team against LNG, whereas that's not what we're seeing today. And now 1v1 at the top side as well. Cube trying to find a window onto Leyan, but so far he's not actually winning out the trade. Heartbreak is still available. That's going to be the counter-strike already used. Can Ale go for the dive? He's not going to pull the trigger, at least for the time being.
It does feel like, though, Rare Adam haven't really adapted to the patch, right? We've seen such a... Ooh, hang on.
Oh, flash out from FoFo. Dodges the taunt.
We've seen such a big factor coming in from the mid-jungle 2v2, and this has not been the strength of Rare Atom. We've seen Leyan kind of facilitate it, but not really playing through that strength. And now, when you get Icon and Tarzan working together, Lwandy in that point as well, this is where LNG are taking over.
Tarzan and Lwandy are just holding hands the entire game. It's not fun at all, and now Ale takes another trade against Cube. Flashes are up, but Ale's waiting for his moment.
He really wants to go for this one, and at minimum, he's denying wave after wave of CS from Cube. This matchup is not getting any easier.
And you've still got the Rift out, right? I mean, you just sent Cube packing. You can move up towards the top side if you wanted to. Now facilitate Ale even more. But it looks like LNG, they're focusing on this bottom lane instead and potentially looking for a dive. Icon looking for the reset, but cancels it.
I mean, they can just permanently threaten this going down towards the bottom side of the map. Teleports in, Herald's in, let's dive!
This is not a threat. This is very real. The Herald dropped the TP in. Now comes Icon. Knockups galore. See ya later, RA's bot lane. Now he had no chance.
Game 1 was all about bluffing. LNG are done with that. They're like, you know what? Let's just power home through our strengths. They get that play in the bottom side, pick up the kills, and the Rift Herald will take the turret.
LNG look really good, man. I don't know what else to say.
Right?
Rare Adam just look completely lost against what LNG are trying to do. LNG just complete domination over the map.
At this point, I'm not worried for RA. I'm worried for WE. Like,
True.
I've mentally moved on at this point. It's not over just yet. I'm exaggerating, of course. As RA group up, go for the Drake.
It is going to be sick, though, to see those, like, 2 miracle runs combined,
know.
right? We got them all the way from round 1 of playoffs. Nobody expected them to get that far and actually be in the regional finals. And now the two teams have the potential, if LNG can close out this game, to move forward, face off against each other for one spot play.
Hung again. This is the second time in the game. He's been caught in the wrong position. The Haymaker not going to do too much. This is a support set. It means he goes. There's another kill.
Killing mid. So I was watching a minimap the whole time. Lwandy ran to top lane with Light, then ran through Tri-Brush, went through RA's jungle all the way down towards mid lane. Come on.
No, that's LNG's jungle take 2.
Yeah.
Oh, my mistake.
This is Tarzan we're talking about. All of the jungle belongs to him.
Tarzan just controls 2 computers, you know?
Well, Ali's in trouble. Cube finally found his 1v1 that he's been looking for. Flash over the wall, turns invisible. Cube trying to chase
that's a fun
him
champion.
down.
Yeah, we're all having a good time.
Can't see him right now, but he's going to keep chasing anyway. The stealth will run out eventually, I'm sure, but he can't keep up. Oh, it's a season difference is what it is.
Yeah, it's a 10-year gap is what it is. 10-year diff.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. That's real unfortunate for Cube. But hey, at least he finally got a moment.
Yeah, this is the replay we were seeing from the mid lane fight where, hey, it's a nice kick, but all of a sudden there's an Alistar locking you underneath the tower, and you're dead. Lwandy completely reading the play again. LNG, I feel like, have just had, I don't know, like full vision of the map. They just know where Leyan wants to be at every single point in the game. They're like ghosting his stream or something. I don't know. They just know.
And now, I mean, RA trying to make the play on top side. Light is alone, but not for long, as you can see everyone from LNG once more moving up towards that top side.
Yeah, we'll see what RA are going to be able to do here, because they're the ones in the top lane first. iBoy has arrived on the Ziggs. You can see Cube resetting right now, does not have TP, which means there is a man advantage for the side of LNG on the top side of the map.
Meanwhile,
Lwandy, look at him go.
What is this?
Deep into enemy territory, Icon behind him. There are 3 of them under this tower, but I'm not sure that's going to stop LNG. Looks like they're not going to pull the trigger, at least for now.
Look, Lwandy said he's a Janna main, but I love this guy's Alistar. I love how active he is on the map, consistently being in the right place at the right time, and always manages to find these dive plays.
Flash underneath with the Hex Smash now onto iBoy, but the knockaway is pretty good. CC chain under the tower. Oh, comes! Icon on the Galio will be able to dash away as well. It's only one kill so far, and RA desperately trying to survive the rest of the play. Winds of War in. Icon's low on HP. Does need to be a little bit cautious on the play. But hey, the tower was taken. That's all they wanted. Now the play from Leyan. Icon being a little bit greedy on this one. Leyan once more onto Lwandy, but with Tarzan on the side, RA have to be cautious.
That was just so well orchestrated by LNG. A little bit greedy, as he said at the end by Icon, but setting up for the dive, getting those kills, getting the tower, and again, accelerating this game so quickly that RA can't keep up.
Just not giving them any room to breathe, right? Even if RA do get a kill, the pressure and the tempo is just go, 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 go the entire time. It looked like LNG weren't going to force the play, and then they have this monster flank from Icon. Look at that double root quadra taunt. If there was any follow-up, that would have been really insane. But hey, you take those, and it looked real good.
Yeah, it looked a little bit funky where Lwandy kind of stepped out from tanking turret, and then we got the engage. I think Icon was kind of hoping Lwandy was going to be there to protect him as well, maybe get the pulverize to stop it, but unfortunately just not in the right place at the right time.
But hey, it's the thought that counts, and it's also the 5k gold lead that counts right now, as Tarzan will be able to grab himself a second Herald as well. The first one already used, and you know, no conversation of a perfect game because RA did get a couple of kills. They got an early dragon, but it's still feeling somewhat reminiscent of game number 2, right? Where it's LNG that have been completely in control of every play that's been made.
I think one big difference has been that Cube hasn't fallen like hugely behind in this one, right? But still, it's not the same advantage that we were hoping for him to have from the early game because LNG just took map control so early on. Lwandy was out roaming Honk. That was a big deal. All of a sudden, they weren't able to extend any sort of advantage in top.
And trying to defend this next dragon becomes really tough for RA because you've got the Rift Herald here for Tarzan. He plunks this down.
What?
Yeah.
Where did he go?
Why not?
I guess he just gets sniped out, and Satchel Charge ain't gonna help you here. Now they can keep on going. They still have that Herald to work with, and now 1v1 on the bottom side as Cube moves in. Hung getting underneath the tower. They're going for the dive here onto the Viego. Can he survive with the Heartbreaker? Damage is through, but Hung survives it. Nice play here from RA.
But you've committed 2 members bot. iBoy's dead. They've got Rift Herald mid. You've got Icon pushing topside. LNG are just going to take the tier 2s.
Yeah, LNG definitely going to secure some towers off this one. Wait. Okay, Aphelios just got bumped in towards the Ziggs.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it was just a complete one-shot there. You'll love to see it. But yeah, just like you were saying, Dagda, like LNG get 2 towers, inner towers for the price of it. That's a lot of gold going into their pockets. And, well, if Cube doesn't reset quick, there's going to be players coming down.
He does not reset quick to answer your statement here. He's trying to escape through the mid lane, but there are LNG players coming from every single angle. They're coming out of the walls, man. Tarzan over the wall. Cube is just sat underneath the tower. He already knows it's over. Icon finishes him off. What can you do, man?
It's just sad at this point. Like, everything RA are trying to do, LNG are one-upping them. You get those 2 towers mid, you don't even get the 1 bot for RA. And again, like, Dragon now taken for LNG. They're just in control, completely over.
You know that there's the term that like a team has been downloaded or whatever? I feel like LNG haven't just downloaded RA, they've literally printed it out, sent it to a publisher, like they're selling the book on RA.
Oh no! They're teaching everyone. Now any LPL team is going to have the formula to make it happen. It turns out it's just go, go, go. Don't give them any breathing room whatsoever. Leyan, again, getting spotted out because Lwandy is reading every play. Leyan just going to have to use the ward to hop away back to safety.
I feel like I'm watching football right now. And Lwandy's job is just to spot Leyan. Wherever Leyan goes on the pitch, he's got to be there to mark him, not let anyone pass. It's actually kind of beautiful to watch the way that LNG are playing this game.
Sorry, that's soccer for you, Ender.
Yeah, no, honestly, I was immediately going, yeah, safety. Oh no, we're good, we're good. No, I've look,
He's a commentator.
I've been here for a long time. I watched the World Cup from an English pub in the U.S. So yeah.
Dude, I did too. Actually, I was in Vegas.
Yo, crazy.
I don't watch the World Cup because Ireland never makes it.
Well.
Feels bad, man.
I don't want to roast Ireland right now because I'm here, so it's kind of awkward.
You're outnumbered.
LA try to escape play on the top side. He's even got a blast cone. No way does he get away with that. There was what 3-4 people on the top side. Now LNG push out on the bottom side instead. just feels like RA cannot catch a single window.
Ender, I don't know what mystical powers you have for 3-0s, but it's real strong.
Yeah, honestly, I'm disappointed. After game 1, I was like, I love the LPL. It's going to be an insane series. And LNG were like, yeah, no, we were just kind of playing with our food in game 1, and now we're here to eat it.
Light is going in on Leyan. That's not how the matchup's meant to work, but he does not care. Light just pretty much tries to 1v1 the enemy jungler. Baron is up, by the way. LNG can just go.
I love the way LNG are like, okay, no, we need to save him, we need to save him. And Light's like, totally fine. Like, guys, I got this.
Dude, I've got red weapon. I press Q.
Yeah, true. Yeah. What was it? Red, white, Baron.
It's red, white, let's fight. And in this case, there might not even be a fight. I don't know how you get close to the pit and you don't even have a smite.
Yeah, this one's going to be rough. We'll see if iBoy can steal with his bombs, but the DPS was stopped by LNG, and now they go for the kills. It was a little close, and iBoy does not get... Wait, what even hit him?
Aphelios somehow. I'm not really sure.
I don't know what hit him, but I'm pretty sure Hung did actually switch to a smite with the unsealed spellbook, so that's why the smite came in really early. There was a moment where maybe it could happen, but unfortunately, did not.
Alas, 'twas not meant to be. We're now at almost a 10,000 gold lead in favor of LNG as LA moves to the bottom side to answer the push from Cube. And I feel like Cube's been trying to get that tier 2 tower for a good old while at this stage, and it's just not happening.
We're going to get the replay here, though. And yeah, it looks like Light, having that column available, just managing to fix off the Ziggs. And the backline is, you almost get this fight in time coming through for Hung, but...
Timed well with the Haymaker.
Yeah, I mean, it was a miracle to do that best, though.
Okay, we don't see the replay of the other fight. We just see more death on our screens. The Heartbreaker in. FoFo will fall as well. Double kill for Light. And they can sweep up a little bit more as well. Make it a triple. 9-0-2 on the Aphelios. It's 17-3, and it's looking like a 3-0.
LNG, just absolute domination. You know, I might slot in my prediction for tomorrow a little bit early and say LNG taking that one easy peasy. This team is looking unstoppable today.
This is an unbelievable performance coming out from LNG. This snake of old has now evolved into a chillin', and it's looking for a mythical win here. 3-0 on the cards as they get yet another kill onto iBoy.
It's a boa constrictor.
And for LNG, though, I mean, this would put them into one series away for the first time this organization will go to Worlds, and with dominant performances like this, they look like they might be able to do it.
It's a historical moment for a historical organization, an icon as well, making it to Worlds. Feels fantastic for LNG fans as they go for one final fight, but there's just nothing in the tank for RA Cube trying to get onto Light, but he just can't finish the kills off. That's gonna be all she wrote for this one, as LNG, nobody really could predict what was gonna happen today. Nobody knew who was the favorite, but LNG have proven to everyone that they deserve to go through to tomorrow and maybe to make it to the World Championship.
LNG's whole split has been a roller coaster, up, down, up again for playoffs, but they're ending here on a high note, looking so strong today. Unstoppable. Quite frankly, they had some missteps in game 1. They took their time in game 1. Not even any large mistakes, but game 2 and 3 just absolutely destroyed the opposition.
LNG in playoffs has been a different beast. I mean, some other type of chillin' or maybe a giraffe. We don't know what the story is, but I mean, they've been unstoppable, especially like this team picked up 7 out of the first 10